Well, hello everybody. Welcome to That's Your Money. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. This is part 2 of the step-by-step plan of how to start your trucking business. If you haven't watched part 1 yet, you should start there and join us afterwards. In part 1, we talked about business plans, business licenses, EINs, setting up your bank accounts, and getting your authority. In this video, we'll cover the remaining steps needed to start your trucking business and a few good-to-have items that will set you up on a good business foundation. Okay, you ready? Let's go. All right, hello everyone. While you're getting your trucking authority, you can also work on some of the other requirements that you'll need to start your trucking business. All right, another thing that you'll need to start your trucking business is IRS Form 2290, the Highway Heavy Use Tax. This form has to be completed when you first get your truck, and it has to be renewed every July. The fee is $550. So while we were getting our authority and filling out the Form 2290, we also worked on getting the truck registered to be on the road. For us, getting the truck registered was a 3-part process in Georgia. One of the things that you'll need to do is to get your license plate. You want to register your vehicle with the state by going to the county tag office. So when we went, they needed several things. One, they needed the 2290. They needed the driver's license of the owner. Now, if the owner is the truck driver, then that'll be the CDL. If the owner is not a truck driver, your regular driver's license will do. Of course, like with any vehicle, they'll want proof of your insurance, and then they'll want proof of ownership, or if you're leasing the truck, they'll want proof of your lease. Along with all the paperwork that they required, there were 4 different forms that are needed here in Georgia. One of the things that you'll have to fill out is your MV1, your tag title application. For us, it costs $18 here in Georgia. And then there are 3 forms that you have to fill out. They're all free. There's not a fee for those forms, but they do have to be filled out. One is the T239, the IRP new account application. And then there's the T138. That's really asking you for some information about the vehicle itself. And then the third thing that you'll need is the T22B. That's a form that a local law enforcement has to complete for you. So what we did was we contacted the local sheriff's office, and then they just met us where the truck was parked at. They did an inspection. They came out the next day. It was free. Again, for these last 3 forms, there's no fee for these. One of the most difficult parts of the process for us was the IRP registration. Not so much because it was hard to do, but it was difficult because of the website. The Georgia Trucking Portal is where you have to go, and there's instructions, but there's so many different instructions that point you to so many different places. It gets confusing. So just be careful in completing the IRP application, going through the IRP process. But the end result was that there is a fee. It's $1,400, and it's one time up front, but then it's also a renewal based on the information that you give regarding your truck and the type of business that you have. For us, it was the $1,400 initial, and it was a renewal of about the same amount, another $1,400 every year. So once you complete your IRP registration, you'll get your cab card that you keep in the truck. And then another part of registering your truck is the IFTA. IFTA stands for International Fuel Tax Agreement. Your IFTA taxes are based on how many miles that you drive and how much fuel that you purchase in each state that you drive through. I say state, but it's jurisdiction, so if you're going through Canada, those are included as well. Once you register your truck with IFTA, you'll get a set of stickers. They're $3 each. Here's a tip for you. When you do register your truck and you apply for the IFTA stickers, they're only $3 a set. We suggest that you get at least 3 sets each year. 1 to put on your truck, 1 to keep in the glove inside of the truck, and 1 to keep at your office. Unfortunately, the IFTA stickers go missing sometimes, and if you're out on the road, you don't want to be caught without your IFTA stickers because you'll get pulled by DOT. So if you have an extra set inside your truck, you'll be covered. If the taxes are filed quarterly, so each quarter you'll go into the portal for your state and you will complete how many, based on your driver logs, you'll complete how many miles you drove through each state, and you'll, from your receipts from your fuel, you'll have to put in how many gallons of fuel you bought for each state. And then that will determine if you are to get a refund for your fuel taxes or if you owe for your fuel taxes. So along with some of the other taxes that you have to pay, there are certain states that have their own highway use tax. Those are Kentucky, New York, Oregon, and New Mexico. For our trucking business, our routes only take us through Kentucky and not the other states. So initially there was a tax of $41 with Kentucky, and then every quarter there is a renewal, and just like the IFTA, you complete how many miles and how much fuel you use in that state. Then they'll calculate how much taxes you owe for that state. Another requirement that you'll need for your trucking business is the UCR, the Unified Carrier Registration. That is an annual registration plan that you have to apply for, and it's about $60 per year. You'll also need the D.O.T number and the MC number on both sides of your truck. So the vinyl lettering, of course, that will vary at some print shop that you go to. I think ours was about $60, but that's just a one-time thing until your letters start to fade or tear off. So if you stay to the end, I have some bonus information that I'll share with you in just a sec. But just to recap, the initial amount that you'll need to start a trucking business is the cost of your truck and trailer, plus a minimum of $5,000 in startup costs. So there you have it. This is everything that you need. Everything else that I'm going to talk about is additional information, but these are the items that you need to start the trucking business. Go ahead and take a screenshot of this information here so you'll have it handy. We didn't have this information when we started our trucking business, and boy, do we wish we had it. I pray that it's very helpful in getting you started on the right foot with your trucking business. Okay, here's some additional information that you'll need that'll help you start your trucking business right. In addition to the MC number and the D.O.T number that's on the sides of your truck, I would suggest go ahead and getting the name of your truck and your logo on the side of your truck at the same time you get your D.O.T number and your MC number. For your logbooks, some businesses are allowed to use paper logs. However, most companies are going to e-logs now. We use PeopleNet. I think they're about $50 per month, and they're really good. They keep track of all of your mileage in each state. So you get a quarterly, you get a monthly statement, which is really handy when it's time for you to do your IFTA reports. When you're setting up your business, you want to make sure that you go ahead and secure the website, any kind of social media, email, and phone number that's dedicated for your business. If you're going to have employees, it's really important that you figure out if you're going to have fuel cards or business credit cards, and if they're going to have use of those cards. Are they going to have to pay for fuel out of pocket and you reimburse them, which is probably not feasible. Leaving from being a company driver to having your own trucking business, you definitely want to consider some of the different benefits that you're trading off becoming an owner. Definitely make sure you think about your retirement accounts and how you're going to set that up. You'll want to make sure that your business has a reliable bookkeeper and accountant. Sometimes that can be the same person or it can be two different people. But you'll want to make sure that your books are staying in order and that you have a way to measure if your business is being profitable on a regular basis. Of course, come tax time, you'll want to make sure that your business is in compliance. If you're interested in learning how to find a reliable accountant and or bookkeeper, let me know in the comments and I'll make a separate video for that. If you're not going to be a solo operator and you're going to have employees, you want to make sure that you register with the Department of Revenue and the Department of Labor. You also want to sign up with EFTPS, which is the federal site where you'll pay your estimated payroll withholdings. Factoring your invoices and using comp checks are both ways of getting your money faster. Once your business is off and running, you'll get a survey request from the Department of Labor. It's required to complete that every 3 years. It's no big deal. It's very easy to fill out. They're just checking to make sure that you're in compliance. One thing that we found is very, very, very helpful for our business is having pre-pass. So pre-pass is one of those little transponders that you put on your vehicle where you pay the tolls in advance. You put down a deposit, $100, $200, whatever it is. You go through tolls, and then as your balance decreases and gets to a certain amount, then it automatically replenishes from your bank account based on the settings that you provide for based on the settings that you provided to the company. So that way you or your drivers are not being held up at toll plazas for trying to find cash, or if there's traffic at the toll plaza, you'll be able to shoot through with your pre-pass. And as I said, every trucking business will be different, but you'll want to consider what type of equipment that you'll have in your truck. Here's just a short list. It's not all inclusive, but just a short list that we feel are a must in the trucking business. All right, well, that's your money for today. Thanks for joining me. If this information was helpful to you, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and share this video with anyone that you know who's thinking about starting their trucking business. All right, I'll see you over in the next video.